What's going on, YouTube? In case y'all been wondering where I've been fine. I just been busy. I went back to work January 7th, so I've been working 5 days a week and off on the weekends. I left my last job. My last job was customer service for a very well-known furniture company. I ain't gonna call their name. I'm gonna say Silliams in Wamoma. Okay. And I worked there for about a year, and that job took out some mental health on me. And I wanna say something about work from home jobs, especially for some of these big corporations, these Somans and Winomsas, eatery porns, eatery porn. When I was working with this particular company, right? The thing that tripped me out mostly is when you have the callers and they call, and I'm not just gonna say for that particular company, but for customer service inbound calls when the customers are calling you in regards to the products of the company. This company I'm talking about, they've made headlines already for having products that was said to be made in the USA and was really made in China. And I can attest to that because in my time working there, it was some stuff that, it clearly says made in China, but they advertise it a different way. Yeah. But one of the pet peeves I had with working with this particular company and some other companies also, like Visa and also Boost, when I was working for T-Mobile, what they do is they'll tell you to take ownership of the call. And y'all know me. When someone calls and they start talking about you delivered my items to the wrong place or you delivered my items and it was broke, I ain't do none of that. Yeah, I ain't had nothing to do with that. And then after you have the conversation with the person, well, you did do it. It's pottery, eatery corn and Sonoma Williams. You did do it. You did do it because my package got here today and it was so and so, or my package never arrived and you guys are here responsible. I need a refund. I need another one. But you know what I'm saying? It shows that the person did receive it and it should be taken up with UPS. But so then you'll get the call from your manager like, hey, I seen how you handled that call. You didn't take ownership of the call. No, I didn't take ownership of that problem that the caller had because that was not my blame. And I'm not going to be stressed out over something that was not my fault because these customers, when they and that's the thing about when you work from home and you work for these certain companies, they don't realize that you are just an average Joe trying to get a paycheck to pay your bills. And they want you to take on the full responsibilities of someone else's hiccup within the company, and that person may never even get reprimanded or get, their talk to, their feedback, their critique about the way they mishandled, that order. But when you are the first person to answer that phone call and your company is expecting you to take that, take on that call and take that ownership, you have to be like, oh, well, I'm so sorry that the item was received and such and such and such. I'll look into that and let me see what I can do about it. And it's not me, though. It's like, it's Joe over in Minnesota in the warehouse that had all the chairs and tables, and he happened to put the wrong label on the wrong box and he sent that out. So I can't say that was my fault. And as more of that went on and some other situations where you have the on the phone Karens and they want to give all type of huff and puff and don't want you to talk and don't say nothing like as you ask, or I just need you to get this, or even the crazy ones, right? Oh my God, this one. It's when a customer would have brought something 6 months ago and it happened to have broken. Or a wheel may have come off because of the way they move around it. Or they may have bought some luggage and depending on, which airport they went to. The handlers may have been a little rough and may have made some mistakes to it. Now, if you bought this 6 months ago, the customers or Karens are going to call and tell you they want a replacement of an item that was brought 6 months ago. And when you tell them you can't do that, let me speak to your manager, because I paid such and such and such a money 6 months ago, and I demand that my item is replaced. And I be thinking in the back of my mind, like, are these grown people? Like, where does the entitlement really set in? Because if it was your business or your product and someone purchased something from you, say someone came and got their makeup did from you 6 months ago, all right, and they didn't wash their face and they didn't do anything for 6 months, and they just so happened to have a night sweat that night, a menopause may came in and gave them the night sweats, and they began to sweat off some of the makeup, and they call you and be like, hey, my makeup is messing up, and you looking like, talking about the makeup I did 6 months ago? Yeah. Oh, baby, that has nothing to do with me anymore. That's 6 months ago. That's the return policy on that is 30 days, and it's over with. If it was around the holidays, it would be 90 days, and that's over with. So, I don't know what to tell you about that. And it gets really, if you never did customer service, it really does give you that run for your money. When you're having to take on responsibilities and stress for something that does not even belong to you. That's the craziest part. Like, this company does not belong to me. So now I've transitioned over. I'm still working from home, and I've transitioned over to sales. These cold calls is not for me. Now, I had did cold calls like earlier in the 2000s. I was still staying in Florida, and I was doing cold calling. That's when timeshares was a in thing, and people was trying to get rid of their timeshares. But now this is a whole different company that I'm doing cold calls for, and it's crazy because I'm trying to get people to collaborate with the government and, work with the government and become a preferred vendor, and get contracts with the government, So you're calling companies that have, LLCs or EINs or, it's a business owned, and you're calling them trying to, inquire if they were interested in working with the government. And now in this day and age, a lot of people really aren't fond of the United States government. So it's a little challenging trying to get people to even cooperate and even allow me to even finish my script. As soon as they hear government contract, they especially those who hate MAGA, never. I'm like, oh, sorry. And the liberals call Trump. Brother, sister, ma'am, I'm just trying to put a little money in your pocket, a little bit of extra revenue, because regardless of how you feel about the government, it still buys stuff. And you can hate them, but still get your money. But some people don't see it like that. Like, their ignorance goes just that deep, that they'll rather not make an extra $1 million from the government, who's already taxing the hell out of you and taking your ass to the loop. I would just go ahead and get the contract and get money out for them. But people don't think that way. People are really stuck in their ways of how they feel towards the U.S. government. But I'm not going to make this video too much longer, y'all. I just want to come on and give my little 2 cents and let y'all know where I've been. I've been okay. I haven't been sick. I've been just fine. I just been working. So, you can't go too long on YouTube without posting a video. This ain't going to be the most edited, most professional looking video, because honestly, I just got off work, as y'all can tell. I still got my bonnet and my robe on because, it's cold up here in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's still a little snowy outside, and I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm going to leave this table, probably post this video as is, and let it do what it do, and hopefully I get some feedback, but I'll probably be just sitting around trying to think of what else I can do to make some videos. I really want to start talking, and honestly, if I must be honest, I want to start really diving deep into my story time of my childhood. I think my childhood is interesting, and I think the story, just everything I went through, my experience, would be entertaining. But it would have to be entertaining to those who are into spirituality and then things of like that. Because I grew up in a childhood where my whole life was evolved around unchildhood like things. You know, all the things you hear people talking about, the creep in the night and the parallel universes and the astral travels and being young and having your... Look, if you know me, y'all seen some of my videos about when I was 2 years old and what I remember back then. So, like I said, that's been my whole life. My whole life has been nothing but spiritual, paranormal events, spiritual experiences, just back to back, my whole life. And I want to say that it kind of slowed down since I've gotten older, but honestly, it's starting to pick back up. So it's what's in you gonna come out of you, either the hard way or the soft way. But what's in you will come out of you. And I just want to remind whoever may be watching this video, don't forget one thing. You are not what you used to do. You are not the things that you once indulged in. Those are experiences and things that you indulge in, and that does not make you the person that you are. Because those experiments and those, not experiments, but some of those were experiments, but those experiments and that experiences and those things that, you may have participated in were just things that you trampled across in your life, and it really did not make you who you are. It may have helped you build your character, depending on, how you evolved out of the situation. And me personally, I'm just going to be honest, I'm talking about my whole life. I could have grew up to be bitter and hateful towards people, and, I could have been so different, but I grew up with still having love and compassion, regardless of, how my childhood was. My childhood was horrific. It was trauma-filled. It's interesting. I would love to go to the movie and listen to my own life story movie, because it's just that good. It is just that good. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this video here. And I hope that if y'all do seriously want to see me give you my life story and sit here and just read to you, not read, but tell you everything that I can remember, please leave a comment. Trust me, you will not be bored. My life story is very entertaining. Even to this day, the things I think back on and the stuff I remember that I went through. Just say like this: we had a big ass. If you put my life in a shaker, you're gonna have the bottom filled with childhood abuse, spiritual abuse, and physical abuse. Yeah, mental. My whole life. But it's nothing sad, because look at me now. All right, and I'm for real. Like, I've healed. I don't have a bitter bone in my body. I know some people could have went through the stuff I went through. Like I said before, would have hatred for the world and the people in it. But it depends on the kind of person that you are, because I did not allow that to make me hateful. I did not allow that to make me victimized. It did not put me in a mindset of I'm a victim, woe is me. No, I put in the mindset I went through that shit, and I came through that shit, and I grew up to be a fantastic adult. And I came to grow up to be a wonderful mother of two. So it didn't deter me from my life mission. It gave me experiences and education on things where some people may never experience. But if y'all interested and y'all want to know more, please leave a comment. Leave a comment. Alright, so until next time, Divine Ones, I am Goddess Elizabeth here with Goddess with No Filter, and I love y'all. Y'all stay warm and stay safe, okay, boo?